everyone, welcome back to another week of my postpartum fitness journey. So this is my fourth week documenting everything, so we're just gonna hop right into everything. We ain't gonna waste any time. Yes, also have my white monster because this is the fucking shit and I literally live by this almost every day. Basically every day, actually. Let's just hop right into it. So the first question being, did you accomplish all the days? And yes, in fact, I did 5 days. The second question is, how did you feel this week? And for me, this week, I felt pretty good. There's one day I didn't make it to the gym until later than I expected to, just because little Griffin decided to be a little shithead in the middle of the night and I physically could not get out of bed by 6:30. The third question is my energy levels. My energy levels, I want to say, looking at the week as a whole, my energy levels were pretty good. Like, I was freaking productive as fuck. Even with lack of sleep, I managed to power through and get done what I had to get done. But yeah, that one day where I was just like so tired that I didn't make it to the gym at the time I wanted to. But yeah, I want to say that as a whole for the week, they were about probably around a 7. So staying pretty consistent at the number 7 there. But you know, it is what it is, and hopefully it'll go up eventually. Okay, the next question being, did I have any challenges this week? And honestly, the only challenge, or I guess I have a few challenges. So one of them being where I didn't make it to the gym on the time that I wanted to. I really like to make sure I get somewhere at a certain time or plan things for a certain time. So when that doesn't happen, it kind of frustrates me. But with Griffin, I'm learning to kind of go with the flow, and things don't necessarily happen at the times that I planned them to. My challenges was just not getting to the gym at the time that I wanted to in the morning, and that I had to go later in the morning. Another challenge that I was faced with was I had that same day when I didn't make it to the gym at the time I wanted to. I guess it was just an off day that whole day. So when I was working out, I talked about this on my Instagram story. My Instagram, by the way, is train.with.tori. I kind of talked about how I had thoughts of self-doubt and comparing myself to others. Just because they look good and they're lifting heavy, and I honestly feel like I'm starting from scratch. So I started my fitness journey, in 2018. A long time ago, roughly over 2 years ago, and I just kind of feel like that's where I'm starting again. I'm starting from there. I feel like my body kind of looks there, even though my boyfriend tells me it doesn't look like that anymore. I still feel like that's where I'm beginning. But yeah, so anyways, I just had thoughts about that during my workout, and then I left the gym a bit early, and then did some errands. I went to South King because I needed protein powder, and then I went to my car, and then I was thinking about it, and I was dang, I don't want to be thinking these thoughts. How can I get out of this thought process of feeling like shit about myself? So I turned on Instagram and I just decided to talk about my feelings, and if it resonated with someone else, it resonated with somebody else. Long story short, I basically just said that I talked about the self-doubt that I had. I talked about how I was comparing myself to other people that were in the gym that day, and then I kind of just talked about how everybody's journey is different, right? And it's cliche to say this, but your chapter 1, 2, 3, you shouldn't compare that to someone else's chapter 20 or so. You don't know what their past experience with exercise, with anything is. You don't know their life. I truly do not know what their past experience is with things, especially if they're strangers that you see in the gym. And then also I talked about how a step, no matter how big or how small, is a step in the right direction if you're making the right positive choices the right positive things to move you forward, that get you continually moving yourself forward into the direction that you want to go to. So yeah, anyway, that's just kind of what I talked about. That was just like a brief summary of what I talked about on my Instagram story. Anyway, that being said, those are my 2 challenges that I were faced with this week. So 1, not going to the gym the time that I wanted to, as I'm a very organized person. 2nd was that I was faced with self-doubt and comparing myself to others. So those were my 2 challenges this week. And then moving on, the 5th question is one thing that I love about myself. And one thing I love about myself is the ability to turn a negative thought process into a positive thought process, just by changing like a few words I say, or just like thinking through those negative thoughts and like acknowledging them and thinking, what can I think instead, kind of thing, you know? So yeah, I really love being able to acknowledge that negative thought process and kind of turn those thoughts into positive thoughts. And it does take some time. That doesn't happen right away. And once I figure out what the fuck I'm thinking about, I can change those thoughts into positive thoughts. It's just a matter of figuring out what you're thinking, those negative thoughts, because they're all confused up in your brain. They're all here, they're everywhere. There's just, what's the word I'm looking for? They're just scurrying around your brain. No, they're just floating around in your brain. There's no direction that they're going in. They're just like scattered. Scattered is the word I'm using. Thoughts are just scattered. It's a matter of organizing them. And then when you organize what you're thinking about, then you can realize it and change them into positive thoughts. Yeah, anyway, that's the one thing I love about myself for this week. I will just pop on the screen my progress pictures from last week to this week that just passed. So enjoy the rest of the workout clips. I did miss one day. I didn't record any workout clips for that day. I kind of was just that's the day when I was feeling all that self-doubt and comparison and all that, so I kind of just didn't want to record anything that day. So yes, enjoy the rest of the clips and have a freaking lovely week, and we'll chat more.